Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know With the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dale Minio, powered by Soy Biodiesel. I'm off to the Seneca County Fair today, all thanks to the folks at Ag Credit. Also, join the Ohio Soybean Association Hometown Tour July 30th at Cargill in Sydney. Enjoy breakfast along with a dynamic program designed to enhance your operation. Register for this free event at soyohio.org/hometown, and we'll see you there. Dairy herds in Ohio produced 470 million pounds of milk during June, down 0.6% from a year ago, according to Ben Torrance, state statistician, USDA's NAS Ohio field office. Now, the production per cow in Ohio averaged 1,865 pounds for June. That was down 10 pounds from June of a year ago. The dairy herd was estimated at 252,000 head for June. That was unchanged from a year earlier. The national scene, milk production is considered in the 24 major states during June, totaling 18.0 billion pounds, down 0.8% from June of last year. The production per cow on the national level in the 24 major states was 2,025 pounds for June, 8 pounds below last year. The number of milk cows on farms in the 24 major states was 8.89 million head, 37,000 head less than June of a year ago, but 2,000 head more than May of this year. Today's weather brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
A pleasant Friday settling in here across Ohio. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at the Ohio Ag Weather Update. Less humid air in over the entire state today. Sunshine dominating everywhere. We're going to be seeing this low humidity setup go into tomorrow as well. Sunday, game, set, match, it's done. We see much warmer air, much more humid air spilling into the state. So enjoy the next 2 days. They're going to be summer-like without the humidity. But then we're very juicy, very moist as we move through the end of the weekend. And I think that sets up pop-up shower and thunderstorm action pretty regularly as we move through the Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. Hit and miss scattered showers and thunderstorms. If I pick which of those days is going to be most active, I think it's going to be more Monday night, Tuesday, early Wednesday, but let's not split hairs here. Combined over the 3 to 3.5 day stretch, I think we can pick up anywhere from 1/4 to 1 inch with about 90% coverage across the Buckeye State. Behind that, we still stay warm and humid, but we do not see good organized precipitation. So I think we are rain-free for Thursday. We're rain-free for Friday. The weekend, that's going to be interesting. Saturday the 3rd, maybe a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Same thing Sunday the 4th, but it still comes with very warm, very humid air. August is going to live up to its summer billing, usually a very hot, muggy month. It looks like we're on our way there. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. Well, day 3 of the Wheat Quality Council Spring Wheat and Durum Tour concluded yesterday with the final 3-day total weighted average all wheat yield at 53.8 bushels per acre of 257 fields total in the 3 days inspected. The average spring wheat yield of 237 fields was estimated at 54.5 bushels per acre, and an average durum yield of 18 fields was estimated at 45.3. Minneapolis Wheat was reacting to the bearish manner following 2 days of the Wheat Quality Council Spring Wheat and Durum Tour, said DTN senior analyst Dana Mantini. Day 1 findings had the hard red spring wheat yield at 52.5 bushels per acre compared to 48.1 1 year ago. The results from day 2 covering the northwest and north central North Dakota were even more impressive, with day 2 yields pegged at 53.7 bushels per acre compared to just 45.7 1 year ago. Minneapolis spring wheat, which had rallied 4 straight days in response to the hot and dry forecast for Canada and the Northern Plains, plunged as much as 26 cents just since the tour began on Tuesday. The consensus among the participants in this year's tour was also that North Dakota is poised to produce a bumper wheat crop this year, according to U.S. Wheat Associates. It's time now for the BA Genetics Scouting Report. BA Genetics, real service, real results. Joining me is Ryan Menyo from BA Genetics. And Ryan, what specific diseases are you looking for this time of the year when you're out scouting corn?
So I'm keeping an eye out for our typical diseases that we face here in our area, such as gray leaf spot, northern corn leaf blight, tar spot. There can be some other ones that we battle in this area, but those are the ones we typically see in central Ohio.
Well, what are you finding and what does it look like?
So I'm currently finding all three of those actually as of this morning. Gray leaf spot is a small brown or gray lesions that are contained within the veins of the leaf. Northern corn leaf blight's more cigar-shaped, extending outside the veins. Then you got tar spot, which are black raised lesions on the leaf or the plant itself. Now, the key indicator with tar spot is that those lesions do not rub off. There can be some misidentifications out there if you don't confirm that part.
Well, I hear a lot of talk about the damage that tar spot can do. What have you guys seen in the past?
Tar spot can be very detrimental to yield depending on what time of year it comes and in the severity. We've seen anywhere from 20 to 100 bushel yield loss. Definitely a disease that we need to stay proactive with out there in order to protect the yield potential that we have established.
For growers that have seen tar spot in their fields or want to do everything they can to avoid it, how would you recommend they manage it?
We'd certainly recommend spraying a fungicide if you have found tar spot out there in your fields. There are many good products out there labeled for tar spot. You also want to scout relatively often. Tar spot lesions take 14 days to appear after the infection takes place, so it can go from just a few spots you're seeing out there to pretty widely spread within a pretty short time frame.
Thanks for the update, Ryan. For more information, please contact your local BA Genetics rep, where they would be happy to help you out. Next week, we'll talk about tips and information on management of vomitoxin. House Ag Committee Ranking Member David Scott criticized Speaker Mike Johnson for abandoning the appropriations process and dismissing the House for the August recess ahead of schedule. By sending the House into recess early, Speaker Johnson once again proves that his dysfunctional Republican leadership is the biggest obstacle to passing a truly bipartisan farm bill. Chairman Thompson wanted the House to pass the farm bill in September once the appropriations process was completed. The inability to finish the appropriations process means September will be taken by trying to keep the government open and cast even more doubt on the committee's bill reaching the House floor. The farm bill will be expiring again soon, and farmers are depending on us to provide an improved safety net before the year is out, said Ranking Member David Scott. On Monday, a coalition of 500 farm, commodity conservation, and other groups making up the Farm Bill Coalition, urging Congress to craft a farm bill that can pass into law this year. They expressed concerns that it may not be logistically or politically feasible to advance a new farm bill early in the next Congress. On Tuesday, witnesses at the full committee hearing expressed anxiety over delays and the need to pass a farm bill now. Back with more after this.
It's time to cut costs. Your Meristem dealer has the keys. Unlock the NPK you already own with new improved Excavator AMS powered by microbialized technology. Excavator AMS is the first and only all-in-one nutrient release and residue breakdown product with built-in nitrogen, surfactants, and water conditioner. Take cost out of your fertilizer and adjuvant spend now. Unlock nutrition faster with Excavator AMS. Learn more and find a dealer at meristemag.com. Always more bushels for less.
Hey, Ohio! Don't miss the Ohio State Fair July 24th through August 4th.
With fair favorites like the Butter Cow sculpture, livestock animals,
Endless shopping,
delicious fair food,
free live music, thrilling rides and games,
competitions, and so much more.
Enjoy all that the Ohio State Fair has to offer now through Sunday, August 4th.
Tickets on sale at the gate or at ohiostatefair.com.
And speaking of the Ohio State Fair, Bluegrass Entertainment today at the Ohio State Fair with Joe Mullins and the Radio Ramblers. No extra ticket required once you're into the fair. They'll be on the Main Street stage at 5 and 7 p.m. I talked to Joe yesterday, and for 18 years, this group has been working together. So if you're into bluegrass, check out the Radio Ramblers today at the Ohio State Fair. AGCO Corporation announced Thursday it has reached an agreement to sell its grain and protein unit to American Industrial Partners for $700 million in cash. AGCO announced it is selling its grain and protein unit, including GSI, Automated Production, Cumberland, Cimbria, and others. It looks like the divestiture of grain and protein supports AGCO's strategic transformation, recently accelerated by the PTx Trimble joint venture, which closed in April, and it looks like they are divesting this business, allowing them to streamline and sharpen their focus on AGCO's portfolio of award-winning agricultural machinery and precision ag technology products, which underpins a long-term focus on high growth, high margin, and a high free cash flow generating business. AGCO expects to use the net proceeds for debt repayment and technology investments, among other priorities. AGCO's existing brand portfolio includes Fendt, Massey Ferguson, PTx, and Valtra. Time now for the Louis Dreyfus Grain Analysis, brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Council. And your soybean checkoff, here's Ryan Martin.
Grain markets finished out Thursday on a mixed note. Overall, it was kind of an interesting scenario as beans caught fire. And here's the thing. There's not a good reason for them to have caught fire. The weekly export sales report yesterday morning, really not anything to deal with. Now, there was a flash reported sale by unknown destinations, 264,000 metric tons. Rumors had it China, because rumors have been flying the past a few days that China was sniffing around for either U.S. Gulf or P&W beans. However, I'm going to take the skeptics approach, all right? Let's just say it is China. That means unknown has bought 500,000 tons last week, 264,000 tons this week. That means we're still sitting at roughly 750,000 tons. That is all. It is behind China's normal buying pace. And what have we done? We've boosted the market higher here. If low prices cure low prices, does China buy more with this latest bump in the marketplace? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it here too much, but that's a part of it. Also in the forecast, hot and dry plains weather and western Midwest weather. That was something that got into the marketplace. We're seeing a large heat dome erupt over the Great Plains for late this weekend through next week, trying to expand that eastward. So that's going to be a question on especially soybeans, but maybe even a little bit on corn, which is undergoing pollination in parts of the country right now. It's done in other parts of the world. Initial crop year world wheat trade via vessel counts is down 1 million metric tons from the year prior at 8.4 million metric tons. The decline is largely due to Turkey and its domestic use of wheat stocks versus imports from other areas of the Black Sea. I think those wheat headlines that were out there overall really is kind of what backed up all three brands of wheat, our soft red wheat and our hards as well. Milling wheat woes in Europe are still there, but it was not the flavor of the day yesterday. I'm Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. Today's market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. September corn overnight down 1.5 pennies at $4.04. December new crop down 1 penny at $4.19 3/4. If you looked out the next March, you'd be at $4.34 1/4, down 1 cent. The August soybeans, $11.12 1/4, down 3 3/4. November down 4 1/4, trading $10.75 1/4. And next January is $10.89 1/4, down 4 1/2. September wheat unchanged at $5.37 3/4. July new crop up 3/4 at $6.50. If you held next year's new crop to September, you're at $6.09 1/4, but down 1/2 cent. In livestock, August cattle, $188.90, up $2. October closed up $232 yesterday at $188.60. The August lean hogs are unchanged at $93.77. October down 22 cents at $77.80. September feeder cattle, $257.90, up $1.20. The October is up 70 cents at $257.07. August Class 3 milk, $20.35, trading up 12. September is $21.30 and up 13 cents. Big Junior Fair show schedule this coming week. We'll be at the State Fair Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, covering the Junior Fair events. Hope to see you there. Thanks for joining us. This is the Ohio AgNet.